Hi, and welcome to the 10 square meter workshop. Over the last year or so, I've made many accessories for my tracksaw and done modifications. See my other videos for more on this. One of these was a waist-side splinter guard. This worked quite well and doubled up as an anti-tilt device. But I wanted something that I didn't have to take on and off every time I got my tracksaw out, because it's a bit large to leave on. In other words, a more normal waist-side splinter guard. Coming up after this. I wanted just a small foot that supported the work, a bit like the accessories you can get for other tracksaws. If you're not familiar with this issue, let me explain. The saw cuts on the upstroke, so there's a tendency to splinter the wood as it exits. The top of the wood is supported on the cut side by the rubber strip, but not so on the waist side, so this is where tear out can happen. What is needed is a similar strip on this side to support it. This is the removed blade guard cum dust shroud, and although it looks and feels quite thin, at this point here it's actually 3.5mm thick. However, there's another 3mm on the inside, part of the dust extraction guide. I could have glued a piece of 3mm brass on the inside, but instead I decided to turn up this bush. Drilled through the centre of the rubbing strip, a 7mm hole comes out here on the frame. My brass bush fits over the nose of the dust collecting strip. I believe this will enhance airflow rather than detract from it. It also locks the bush and prevents it from turning. Though it was a tight press fit in the hole, I enhanced it with some araldite. I don't want this to move. I made the foot out of some 3mm angle. There's a 5mm slot cut in it for the holding bolt. The bush was drilled out 4.2mm and tapped 5mm. Then a small piece of friction strip was cut and attached to the foot, with the excess being cut off. The support is fitted with a rail on the track using the same hex key as used for the guide rail joining. I was going to make a knurled wheel for this, but it's really a fit and forget item. Just like the main strip, the support is trimmed using a piece of scrap. As can be seen, the support stretches over the important part. The whole thing couldn't be much simpler. A piece of angled aluminium, a piece of rubbing strip, and a 5mm cap bolt. Plus a small 5mm boss fitted through the rubbing strip. This strip acts as a good high friction background to hold the piece firmly in place. It can stay in place for most uses, and after a lot of use, all I have to do is replace the rubbing strip. If you are happy drilling a hole through the shroud of your saw, this is a very simple modification to make. I strongly recommend it. And there we have it, one more small modification to my tracksaw. I hope you found it interesting. Why not subscribe and see more? See you next time.